Ang dami namang suso ni Carmen.
1,258 po yan lahat.
Dapat merong mga poop stories dyan, di ba?
At yung mating po nila tumatagal ng 24 hours.
Hi guys! This is your tita in China and today we're in Bohol. Yung call time ko kanina was supposed to be 4:30. It was 4:25 when I woke up and I moved like a bat out of hell just to get ready. Buti na lang yung 4:30 na yun nasa Lautang Diway kasi 30 minutes lang naman pala papunta dito. And 6 o'clock yung ferry ko. Yung kinuha ko is a tour package to Bohol. Yung sa akin kinuha ko yung meron ng ferry ticket because it's much more convenient when they send you the ferry ticket before you come here instead of queuing up pag andito na kayo. Behold, Bohol. Okay. We're in Tagbilaran Port and I'm just gonna look for the person who's supposed to pick me up. Nasaan ka na? Ayun. Hello po, kuya. Ako po yan. Right now, we're in Chocolate Hills. I'm traveling alone, so I thought it would be more convenient to get a tour package. Aside from the fact na solo yung car, you can also really customize your trip. Iba-iba yung presyo para sa package, depende kung ano yung inclusions. But if you ask me, the most important thing is the ferry tickets. Pero yung sa akin, may countryside tour, river cruise, and yung mga historical spots in Bohol. Kasama na dito yung Chocolate Hills, which is our first destination. We're going up to the viewing deck, and it's quite a climb. Kaya naman ako nag-skelan today. The Chocolate Hills is visible from several towns here in Bohol, but Carmen Bohol is where you can see the most of them. Yung Chocolate Hills actually hindi sila lupa. It's limestone. Underneath the grass is limestone. And that's the reason why wala rin masyadong malalaking puno. Because yung layer of soil where the grass is growing is not deep enough to sustain the roots of a proper tree. In the summer when the grass dries up, nagiging brown yung hills. Kaya Chocolate Hills ang tawag. Underneath the Chocolate Hills is the same kind of limestone that you will find in the karst formations in Palawan and even in Guilin in China. There are more than 1,200 hills, but other more generous estimates say closer to 2,000 hills. The Chocolate Hills is just proof kung gaano ka-amazing yung nature. And it's also proof how unfit I am. Those stairs kill me! The Chocolate Hills wouldn't truly be Filipino unless they had an attached legend to them. And there are actually several. One of the legends I know from childhood about the Chocolate Hills is there were a couple of giants who were fighting and they were throwing stones at each other, really big rocks and boulders. They were doing that for several days and nights. Eventually, they made up and they became friends again. They were tired already from all the fighting. Hindi na nila naligpit yung mga bato na they were throwing at each other. And yun na yung naging Chocolate Hills. Yun yung alam ko since I was a kid. There's another legend about another giant who fell in love with a mortal woman. And eventually, when she passed away, his tears created the waves of Chocolate Hills. And syempre, given the color of the Chocolate Hills, dapat merong mga poop stories dyan, di ba? There's this big carabao that has been eating the food of the entire village. So, yung ginawa ng mga tao, kumuha sila ng mga food na sira na. Tapos, yun yung nilagay nila sa labas ng mga bahay nila para kainin ng carabao, nung mean carabao. Sumakit yung tiyan ng carabao and for many days, he's been pooping and yun yung naging Chocolate Hills daw. Pili na lang kayo doon kung ano yung gusto. Wala akong commuting information for you guys sorry. I never pretended to be a backpacker. Before the Chocolate Hills were called Chocolate Hills, they were called Suso ni Carmen because we're in Carmen, Bohol. Now we're in the Butterfly Sanctuary.
Pinakamalaking paru-paro sa Pilipinas po. Sa kabila po, yan yung mariposa, hindi butterfly.
Moth.
Yung Makate, moth yun, higad yun. Pero pag butterfly, okay lang hawakan.
Kulay gold sila talaga.
Naman, natural lang po yan. Tapos magiging paru-paro yan after 2 weeks. Dito naman galing yung mariposa. And ganito yung mating nila, same color, walang crossbreeding. At yung mating po nila tumatagal ng 24 hours.
We're here now at our Tarsier Sanctuary. Bawal magingay sa loob, so dito na lang tayo. Bawal magingay dito kasi tarsiers are nocturnal creatures. So, umaga sila nagtulog. And if matao, maingay, hindi sila nakakatulog ng maayos. That causes them to be really stressed out. And sino ba namang hindi nabubwisit pag hindi nakakatulog, diba? They're endangered already. This sanctuary has been around for 20 years. Pero konti pa lang yung napoproduce nilang tarsiers. Nag-start sila with around 10. Ngayon, less than 100 pa lang meron sila. Tarsiers are not monkeys, guys. They're primates. They're actually one of the smallest primates. They say there's only about 1,000 left in the wild, and that's the reason why sanctuaries like these are very important, because they help make sure that the tarsiers will survive. We're doing the Lobok River Cruise and dito na rin tayo magla-lunch. If I'm not mistaken, these are nipa. And yung mga buds niya yung ginagamit paggawa ng lambanog. Lahat naman dito foreigners. Daming Korean, daming Koreans, daming Chinese. And the Chinese are kind of the worst of all. I hate to say it, but they're the worst tourists.
Chinese guys, ni hao, hoan nghênh, con hề bà tròn. Rehearsal is the name of the game. Take me home and down the road. Oh, home. Bum, bum, ba-rum, bum, bum. We have 10 minutes of saving our sermon. You can go down the boat if you want and take pictures with your tribe, okay?
Dito sa cruise, you will see some native people doing some tribal dances and playing some tribal music. Apparently, they're Ati people. Paano nagkaroon ng Ati sa Bohol nito? Pero, the whole cruise is about 1 hour. Done with the cruise. Bumili ako ng kalamay pang pasalubong. Up next in the tour, we're going to look at the world's biggest python and yung pumalit dun sa world's biggest python nung namatay na siya. Bohol Python and Wildlife Park. Yung largest in the world daw is named Prony, and Prony yung tawag sa kanya kasi yung name ng nag-catch sa kanya sa Fronyo. Prony was kept in captivity for 17 years bago siya namatay. May isang tidbit pa yung guide. Sabi niya, nung time na namatay si Prony, yung owner niya, merong stage 3 liver cancer. And yung belief nila is si Prony yung nag-absorb ng disease ng owner niya. Kasi siya yung namatay, tapos nag-survive naman from stage 3 liver cancer yung owner niya. After namatay ni Prony, yung owner niya kumuha ng bagong snake and called it Prony 2. To be quite honest, zoos and places like these kind of make me uncomfortable. I don't know. I just feel like animals should be in the wild. Siguro in Prony's case, kung hindi rin siya na-capture, baka hindi rin siya lumaki ng ganun kalaki or nabuhay ng ganun katagal. We never really know. Sa isang room, nandun yung taxidermied version ni Prony, tapos dun naman sa kabila, yung si Prony 2. Parang image ng perpetual health. We're in Baclayon Church now. Actually, this is the museum of Baclayon Church. The church itself it's not open yet because it got ruined in the 2013 earthquake. But Baclayon Church is the second oldest church in the Philippines. They started building it in 1596 and they finished building it in 1721. It's made of coral and egg white. The original bricks were made of coral and egg white. Kaya ang tagal natapos. Leaving Bohol now. Coming to Bohol, yung ticket ko was for the tourist class, which is dun sa baba. It's air-conditioned and it's comfortable enough, but I wanted to try their business class. And it's actually so much more comfortable. Yun nga lang, halos double the price. Sobrang worth it yung side trip to Bohol, guys! I'll get back with you with a breakdown of all my expenses. Hi guys! As promised, ito yung details ng side trip ko to Bohol. And it's just the one-day tour package of one of the local travel agencies in Bohol. And it's 6,100 for one person. Depending on the inclusions, pwedeng 3,500 lang, pwedeng 3,000, or even up to 10,000 kung magsasama kayo ng overnight in Panglao. But for me, I just got a day tour na merong pick up and drop off from my hotel, round-trip ferry tickets, experienced driver as a tour guide. Yung sasakyan namin is a Vios, pero usually for bigger groups, meron na rin silang mga van. Lobok River Cruise with lunch, Baclayon Church, Blood Compact Shrine, the biggest Phaeton, St. Peter's Ruins, Tarsier Sanctuary, Man-Made Forest, Butterfly Garden, and of course, yung famous Chocolate Hills. Lahat ng mga entrance fees to those places are already taken care of by the tour, pero ang hindi lang included is kung gusto niyo mag-ATV, zipline, yung mga ganong klaseng mga activities, you have to pay for that on your own. Ako naman, because I just wanted to do some sightseeing and medyo kulang rin ako sa time, I decided na hindi na lang mag-ATV or mag-zipline. Next time na lang yun, diba? Is it really cheaper for me to go on a tour? And the answer for me is yes. First of all, walang mga commuting options when you get there. Pwede kayong maghabal-habal, pwede rin kayong mag-rent ng kotse nang nandun na, but it's cheaper and more convenient kung meron nang nakaabang sa inyo doon. It will also take less time for you to go from one place to another kasi alam na ng mga drivers kung ano yung dapat na itinerary. Also, gumawa rin ako ng breakdown kung mag-do-it-yourself tour kayo and you're not gonna get a package. Yung mga estimate ko is, yung taxi to the port is 250 pesos. Yung round-trip ferry tickets is 1,800 for the tourist class. Renting a car is about 2,000 to 2,500 for 8 hours. Yung Vios lang yun ha, hindi yun yung van. Some of the vans can cost up to 4,000 to 5,000 pesos for 8 hours. Entrance fees to all those places would be roughly about 500 pesos. Terminal fee is 100 pesos for both ports. The Lobok River Cruise with lunch is 350 pesos. Plus the taxi back to your hotel is about 250 to 300 pesos depende kung saan kayo nakatira. So yung total nun is about 5,000 pesos roughly. So yes, you do save roughly 1,100 pesos, but for me, bawing-bawi naman yun sa convenience kasi you don't need to queue up for your ferry tickets. Hindi nyo kailangan pumunta doon ng sobrang aga. Pagdating niyo sa Bohol, meron na rin nakaabang sa inyo. And, most importantly, meron rin magbibigay sa inyo ng information about yung mga pupuntahan ninyong lugar. Kayo na lang, depende na lang sa inyo what you want to do. I know there are a lot of people who prefer to do DIY or do backpacking and that's completely fine. Yun lang rin yung mga tips na maibigay ko sa inyo para mas convenient yung travel ninyo. So that's it for my Bohol trip, guys. If you like more videos like these, please subscribe to my channel or like this video, or I would love to hear from you in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye!